Welcome to General Structures 2 and Lateral Forces, Lesson 1 quiz, question number 9. And it asks us to select the correct statements about live load reduction in accordance with the Uniform Building Code. So live load reduction in accordance with the Uniform Building Code. And I think we've done some things on that in the past videos, but we'll look through it again. I'm not 100% clear what the uniform building load live load reduction is, but I'm assuming, actually I think we did do number 1. Yes, it is. What we do is we figure out what our live load, here it is. It's on page number 2, and it says if it's greater than, and once again, if you're not sure about this, go back to video number 1, but it's more about just following the code. So I would say go to page 2 and follow it verbatim. It says, except for places of public assembly, so not public assembly, which schools, so, or whatnot. And it says except for live loads greater than, so not greater than 100 PSF. It will permit live load reduction of any member supporting more than 150 square feet. So greater than 150 foot squared. All right. To be reduced in accordance with the formula, R equals R over, not over, but times A minus 150. And this is the reduction in percent that you can reduce, and this is the rate of reduction. And that's an R, by the way. Let's change colors real quick. R equals 0.8 for floors. And then you can see the table. What was it? 16-C for roofs. All right. And then on top of that, below that, it says that the live load reduction may not exceed 40% for members. And I'll just write that down here. Not to exceed 40%. That 40 is kind of nasty. That just looks all types of bad. All right. Not to exceed 40%. For one level only, and we'll assume it's for one level. 60% for multiple levels. Or it says for other members. All right. And then not to exceed that, or not to exceed, I'll just put not to exceed into E. R equals 23.1, 1 plus D over L. That's a point. D over L. That's dead load over live load. All right. that is the general criteria. I know it's kind of long, and you kind of have to go down and check. But let's see what the potential answers are, and we'll go one by one and say what's wrong or right with them. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's start with 1. A live load reduction is permitted only when the live load exceeds 100 PSF. And that is incorrect because we want to look for not to exceed. We want to make sure if it is over 100 PSF, you cannot reduce the live load. That's why I said we have to make sure it's not greater than 100 PSF, and it said it's only permitted when it's greater than 100 PSF, so that's incorrect. Number 2, live load reduction is not permitted in a place of public assembly, and that's correct. We said not public assembly. We have to remember we check it yes. We check yes. We greater than 150 foot. We check yes. All right. So these are all affirmatives. You can reduce if it's not a public assembly. You can reduce if it's not greater than 100 PSF. All right, let's move on Number 3, a live load reduction is permitted only when the member supports more than 150 square feet. Yes, we said yes. If it does, then you can reduce the live load if it's greater than 150 square feet. So that's correct as well. All right, now let's look for number 4. A member supporting 250 square feet of floor area, the allowable live load reduction is 40%. And you could, I know off the top of my head that that's not going to be correct, but let's go ahead and work out the actual answer. So it's saying your A equals 250 square foot, and allowable live load reduction is 40%, is what it's saying. So it's saying that this R is going to be greater than 40%, and this will be greater than 40%. All right, so let's figure that out. We have R equals 0.08, A, which is 250, minus 150. And we get, one moment, I'm going to get my calculator. Actually, I don't mean my calculator. What is this? 250 minus 150 is 100. Let's change colors so I'm not confusing anyone. 100 times 0.08. So you have 8 100ths times 100. That's 8. All right. And this is I believe it's PSF per pitch of roof over 35%, 30%. I don't remember what it was. Let me go back. It is reduction in percent. Oh, okay. So it's not PSF. I was wrong. That was not thinking. It's 8% reduction. So it says not to exceed 40%. Obviously, that is not exceeding 40%. 8% is much smaller, and therefore you can only reduce it by 88% and not 40. So that, as we expected, was incorrect. So our answers are 2 and 3. Let's see if one of our A, B, C, or D comes up with that. All the above is A, and that is incorrect. B is 1 and 3. We know 1 is incorrect, so that's wrong. C, 2 and 3. There we go. And D is 2 and 4, and we know 4 is incorrect. So there you go. The answer to number 9 is C.